Yes, sir. Now, today, we're going to be talking about a Chicago artist by the name of Capo. Now, if y'all aren't familiar with who Capo is, Capo was, once again, a Chicago artist. He was very close to Chief Keef, another artist that was very close to Chief Keef, Chief Keef's Glory Boys, which is now Glow Gang. Right. And I see the Chief Keef video I did about blood money. I see that ruffled a couple feathers. So I said, yeah, let me go ahead and double back and do another Chief Keef video then, since I see I got some people in their feelings. Right. But without further ado, let's dive in and see what really happened to GBE artist Capo. Now, first and foremost, as the headlines reported back in 2015, rapper Capo shot and killed in Chicago. Now it says Capo, a 22-year-old rapper associated with Chief Keef's Glow Gang, was reportedly shot and killed in Chicago. Now, the most important thing, I'm going to come in swinging already. I'm going to come in with the heavy hitter off rip, right? So if we take the day that Capo passed away, July 11th. In other words, the 11th of July, 11/7. It's very interesting that if we take Capo's real name, Marvin Carr, it actually equals up to the same numerology as the day that he passed away. Marvin Carr equals 117 in the English ordinal cipher. Simply taking the alphabet in chronological order, A being the first letter of the alphabet, so on and so forth. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And these are the things that we happen to get. So the day that he passed away, 11/7, syncs right up with his first and last name, Marvin Carr, equaling 117, and also the state of Illinois, which equals 117 as well in the English language backwards. So it's very interesting, man, the numerology that we just so happen to get, right? But come on, right? Diving deeper, right? Capo, Chicago rapper, and Chief Keef associate. So they're already letting you know that this has something to do with Chief Keef. They always put that in the headlines or somewhere. They like to mention first, you know, who this person was associated with. They did the same thing with G Herbo. When who was that? Damn, Greg, I think it was Lil Greg. Yeah, Lil Greg that got shot at the barbershop. Yeah, they always like to mention who they're associates with to let you know that it has something to do with that person, right? But Capo dead at 22. Interesting enough, the word dead equals 22 in the reverse reduction cipher. Think of the other rappers that have passed away at the age of 22. I think Money Sign Suede, who just got stabbed up in the California prison, he was 22. Big Scar was 22 when he passed away. The number 22 is symbolic, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. Capo was even born on the 22nd of April. Even the day that he was born on was on a day leaving 253 days remaining, which is the 22nd triangular number. And to be exact, Capo was actually 22 years, 2 months, and 2 weeks old. Now, this number 22, it means something, right? Because if we look at numerology, the number 22 is actually a master number, hence Adam 22, right? The number 22 is one of three very important double-digit numbers in numerology. The master numbers 11, 22, and the one we know the most, 33. Right? These are the only master numbers, and their powerful energy is meant to connect us to the spiritual plane and help us find purpose in our existence. Now that sounds very good, very innocent, right? But when you know the power of numbers and the energy and the vibration that they hold, you will understand why in these rituals and why the occult loves numerology so much. Nikola Tesla said himself that the key to the universe are the numbers 3, 6, and 9. So these things are being practiced very heavily, right? And the numerology is very present in the death of Capo. Now, we also spoke on the other master number, 11, right? So he passed away at the age of 22 on the 11th. Now, if we actually break down the date numerology that he passed away on, July 11th, in the year 15, we get 33. So we get all the master numbers in this equation. He died on the 11th at age 22 on 33 date numerology. And on top of that, he also passed away 330 days after Chief Keef's birthday. Like the Satanic Bible states, one's own day of birth is the most important holiday in a satanic religion. So everything that happens to these individuals when they're intertwined in the industry, everything circulates around these people's birthdays, right? But come on. Now, this is an interesting parallel to the last video I did on Chief Keef when we talked about blood money. Now, in the case of Capo, Chief Keef was 19 years and 10 months old at the time that Capo passed away, when Society of Jesus equals 191. Now, Society of Jesus, for those who don't understand, those are the Jesuits, the Jesuit order, right? This is where Gematria started getting practiced in modern times. They're the ones working through the Roman Catholic Church, the ones that's pulling the strings, right? So with that being said, it's interesting, right? When we know about the number 33 and how it also pertains to the Jesus, I like to say the Jesus persona, right? Because we all know that that individual, if they existed, we know that Jesus was not the name. It was no way possible if the letter J was not even created until the 1500s. So I like to say the Jesus persona, right? They lived for a perfect 33 days, right? Even resurrected after 3 days, right? So even, right, going back in time, this master number is being utilized. So we also know that if we combine it together, right, because Capo passed away on 33 date numerology, 330 days after Chief Keef's birthday, when Chief Keef was 19 years and 10 months, just like Society of Jesus, when the Jesus persona connects right back to the number 33. So we can see that this is another Jesuit ritual, the same way that blood money was. Because if we look at the death of Blood Money, Chief Keef was 18 years and 7 months old. 187, not only the code for murder, but Society of Jesus equals 187 in reverse. And Big Glow happened to be shot outside of his family's home in the 5600 block, when Society of Jesus equals 56. And they also connected the 33 to Blood Money as well, because the Chicago Tribune reported at the time of his death that he was 33. So once again, they keep on doing this Society of Jesus ritual with Chief Keef. And it's going right past people. But like I always say, man, just because you're released from a physical contract doesn't mean that you're released from the spiritual contract that you might be under. You see what I'm saying? And those entities that you have binded yourself with, they might still be hungry. So it might be some things that you still might have to do. But come on. Let's get back into Capo, man. Right? Because once again, like the report state, rapper Capo shot and killed. Now, if we take that phrase, right, shot and killed, the same way they put it in the headline, shot and killed has an interesting synchronicity with Capo. With mirrors, reflections, right, Capo equaling 35, when shot and killed equals 53. And then we also have 73. But more importantly, Capo equals 35 in the simplest cipher, ABC 123. Now it's interesting that Capo equals 35 when Capo died 35 days before Chief Keef's next birthday in 2015. Taking the reflection of 35, right, when Chicago also equals 35 when he was killed in Chicago. Now, if we take Chicago now, Chicago also has an interesting synchronicity between shot and kill, right? We have not only reflections, but we also have anagrams, 134 and 143. So it'd be a little deeper reason and meaning as to why these certain cities have a certain energy behind them, right? And even in numerology, it's also present. But come on, right? Because if we take, right, 35 in the reflection, 53, Capo passed away. Capo was shot and killed in Chicago on 53 date numerology, right? Now I'm including the 20 in the year 15. Right? So now we get 53 when he was shot and killed, which equals 53. And also reflections with 35. Now, continuing Chicago, because there's some interesting connections with Capo and in the life and death in Chicago. Now, it's also interesting that Capo was a Taurus who was born in Chicago when the sign for the Taurus is the bull, you know, just like the Chicago Bulls. Now, if we include the Chicago Bills in the conversation, or Bulls, I said Bills. If we include the Bulls into this conversation, right? As we know, there's also a correlation with the sports as well, right? So it's very interesting that this death came in Chicago, in the Chicago Bulls 49th season, when Chicago Bulls equals 49 in the pure cipher, as does Chief Keef equals 49 in the full reduction cipher. Don't forget Blood Money passing away on 4/9. But come on, right? Because Capo passed away 58 days after the Chicago Bulls were eliminated from the conference semifinals by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, Chief Keef also equals 58 in the ordinal cipher. So we get a connection, right, from the season that it happened in, the 49th season, and it also happened 58 days after the Bulls were eliminated, when Chief Keef equals 58. This is all due to Chief Keef. Capo was signed to Glow Gang at the time of his demise, the same way Blood Money died weeks after signing his record deal, right? But come on. Another interesting synchronicity with Chicago and the death of Capo. Now Capo died 23 days before the release of Chief Keef's album, Bang 3, where on the cover of the album, he has 3 rings, right, as the third installment of, the Bang series. As you notice that he does have the Chicago Bulls rings because, he's from Chicago, but it's also very similar to the famous picture with Michael Jordan also posing with his ring showing as well. So we can see this was a direct, I guess you could say, homage, right? But it's also very interesting by the numerology as well, because we do know that MJ, right, the initials in Michael Jordan also equal 23 as the number Michael Jordan wore for the majority of his career. Even the day that Bang 3 was released on August 3rd, 8/3, when murder equals 83. 83 is the 23rd prime number. Chief Keef was also born on 23 date numerology on August 15th, 8 + 15. So it's also very interesting, right? When these people drop these albums and they drop these projects, it's always an interesting correlation to see, right? But come on. Last but not least, right? The release date, once again, the release numerology, August 3rd, 2015, which equates to 46 date numerology when Chicago equals 46 in the ordinal cipher. Now, let's talk about the number for dishonesty, because the number for dishonesty is in this situation as well. So we'll take the reduction ciphers for this one right here. So it's very interesting that Capo was born on the 112th day of the year, and then he passed away 11 weeks and 3 days after the 112th day of the year. Just like the number for dishonesty equals 112 and 113. So to me, that gives off not a death hoax, not a fake death, but the reason. They always tell you that it's some street shit always. It always get chalked off to some street shit, not knowing that these really be industry hits for real. It don't matter. I mean, come on, man. You really think Chief Keef gonna get that big in the industry without going unscathed, without going through the booty door, without going through any doors? I mean, just look at Lil Durk. Look how many people died around Lil Durk, and see, now y'all gonna understand why Lil Durk is bigger than Chief Keef. Lil Durk has way more people that have passed away around him than Chief Keef does. And then nobody has passed away around Chief Keef in a long time. So now that would make sense as to why we don't really hear from him anymore. He's not really in the scene anymore, because he knows if he wants to come back, he know what it's gonna take. And it's a lot of people. It's about 4 or 5 people that had passed away around Chief Keef. But we gonna touch on those other ones, man, in the future, man. But yeah, man, we got the number for dishonesty, man, all over this situation. And just for, you know, other words, right? You know, all these other words that equal 113 when you write the English language forwards and backwards. These are the same numbers that you happen to get, adding up the letters, man. Just adding up the letters in these words, man. That's all. And this is what you happen to get. So with that being said, man, I can conclude in my humble opinion that Capo was a sacrifice for Chief Keef at the time. And then don't think just because a motherfucker make a sacrifice that just mean they good. I mean, look at Fetty Wap. Look at what Fetty Wap going through. You got Fetty Wap, his daughter, his 4-year-old daughter passed away, and he got dropped. He fell off. Now he about to get locked up because he had to go back to the streets. So don't think just because a motherfucker do a ritual that just mean they in and they just good forever now. No, it's always gonna be more and more that they have to do it. If they not ready to do it, if they not trying to do it, then bye-bye. Back to the streets you go. You see what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Y'all let me know, you know, how y'all perceive this situation. With that being said, that's all we got for this video, man. Appreciate y'all for all the love. Appreciate y'all for all the support. And I'm out.